Have you sailed with Carnival Cruise Line? Or maybe you're trying to decide which cruise line to go with. Hey guys, I'm Michael and welcome to Cruise Control. Today we're going to look at Carnival Cruise Line, pros and cons, answer some questions, and share some information that you may not have heard anywhere else. If you're interested in cruising, remember to subscribe and check out our other videos. Alright, let's do it. Now, this is based on both my personal experience as well as you, the viewer, and your comments here on the channel. And hey, I can't speak for every channel, but here we very much value your comments. And hey, remember, it may help someone else also. Okay, guys, I've broken this down into 5 categories. Actually, it's 10, but to save time, we're going to double up here. So let's start with the very most important one first. Accessibility and fleet. In other words, how far do I have to travel to get on board? Which vessels do I have to choose from? And what are the sailing dates? Yeah, all these questions are obviously important, so let's start with the pros. Carnival actually offers 19 different ports that you can board a cruise. These are Baltimore, Maryland, Long Beach, Miami, Charleston, New Orleans, Galveston, Seattle, New York City, Mobile, Alabama, Fort Lauderdale, Honolulu, Hawaii, Tampa, Port Canaveral, Florida, Jacksonville, Norfolk, Vancouver, British Columbia, Barbados, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Barcelona, Spain. Well, that's a lot of choices. So yeah, I'm going to go with pro on this. For most of us folks here in the U.S., that should really help cut travel distance in many cases, whether it be by land or air. The only con that I could possibly see here is that there isn't an ocean running through the center of the United States, but that's probably a good thing. As for Carnival's fleet, they now have 26 cruise liners in operation, with Carnival Horizon sailing next month and number 27 joining late next year. Carnival is the world's largest cruise operator, but do not possess the world's largest cruise liners. This meaning that yes, Carnival does have some very big cruise liners, but there are even larger ones out there. So actually, after reading through the comments, I have to agree. I'm going to count this as a con simply because wouldn't one think that the world's largest cruise line would own the largest cruise liners? Now, before anyone gets too upset, let me say that this is really more of an observation than anything, and Carnival is laying plans for 2 much larger ones in the near future. Okay, next up, destinations and length of cruise. Again, starting with the pros, Carnival does offer quite a wide variety of destinations to visit. The Caribbean, the Bahamas, Alaska, Hawaii, Mexico, Canada, Europe, Australia, Cuba, Bermuda, and the Panama Canal. Now keep in mind, with each of these areas of interest come several destinations to choose from. For example, the Caribbean. Carnival goes to between 20 and 30 destinations there alone. The same holds true for most all of these other places as well. In fact, it's so many destinations and places to visit that it's far too much to list here right now, and we're cutting time to move on. But in the next video, you will get to see them. Actually, in the next video, we're going to show you every destination that Carnival visits. It's a really good video, so please be sure that you're already subscribed because you don't want to miss it. And now the next one after that has a ton of really good information, and we're putting something together in this one for you that I don't think anyone ever has, and that one's already in the works also. Okay, back to destinations. Well, with that many places to visit offered, it would be hard to find any cons, really, right? Oh, but I did, or at least I thought so. Okay, with travel to Cuba now being opened up, I know a lot of people have wanted to visit Cuba for a very long time, and yes, now they can. It just seems that Carnival has been rather slow in offering more cruises to Cuba. I'm not sure if they've been testing the waters, so to speak, or if they've been waiting to see if there really is a bigger market for it. But then I just found out Carnival has just added several more cruises to Cuba. So I guess I was mistaken. Now, as for length of a cruise, with Carnival, the cruise line offers cruises anywhere from 2 to 14 days. So, really, no complaints here. All right, our next category is going to be cabin staterooms and food. Okay, pros. There is always a good selection of different types of cabins: balcony, interior, cove balcony, suite, etc. The cabins are always very clean. Everything you need is there. Things are stocked and in working order. Okay, cons. The key card must be in the slot on the wall for the lights to work. Yeah, most all cruise lines are moving in this direction, but oh my, when it gets dark outside, this can be a bit of a nuisance. Another con: there are no single rooms. If you're cruising solo with Carnival, you are going to be charged for two people. Ouch. Some of the other cruise lines have a much better setup for solo cruisers. All right, moving on. Food. For anyone who has ever been on a cruise of any kind, most likely this will be the one true thing you remember: all the food. Well, Carnival is no exception. So let's go with the pros here. You have food in the common areas and the marketplace, the main dining rooms, and of course the specialty restaurants also. There is a wide variety of food items to choose from, and it's all pretty darn good. There is even food available 24 hours a day. Okay, for cons, well, you may have already guessed it. That would be the upcharge at dinner of $20 or more. In other words, some of the menu items that have been free in the past, now you have to pay for. This has not set well with a lot of people, but let me give you both sides of this. Let's say that two people on a 7-night cruise order from this part of the dinner menu every night, then you're looking at an extra almost $300 added to your cruise for what used to be free. But actually, I encourage people to see the other side of this because it makes more sense to me. Carnival could have just added the $300 to the price of the cruise and kept everything free. However, by doing this, so many would be paying for something that they never even choose at all. So by making this an elective, only those who wish to choose these selections, like lobster, are the only ones paying extra. And for the evenings that you don't choose those, then you still save money. So overall, if it has to be, then I do think it's a more fair way to charge for these selections. Okay, up next, entertainment and service on board. Now for entertainment, wow. There is music and bands, classical, rock, retro, reggae. There are clubs, dance, bars, shows, movies, parties, games, contests, and the list goes on. There is plenty of entertainment for all ages. As for service, generally speaking, I think most would say that Carnival does provide its guests excellent service, generally speaking. The only con here would be that every once in a while you may meet up with a staff member who doesn't speak very good English. This doesn't happen a lot, but still it can be a bit challenging. So, okay, that brings us to our final category, which is pricing or cost, value, and overall satisfaction. This one is quick and easy. There are a lot of times throughout the year that you could book a 4-day cruise with Carnival for less than $200. I have seen many 6 and 7-day cruises for less than $400. That's a deal that is pretty hard to beat. As for value, these prices cover all your basics and more. And honestly, you just don't usually see these kinds of deals with other cruise lines. Now, here again, the con would be if you are a single traveler. You're looking to pay almost double. I really hope that someday very soon Carnival will look at this and offer up a worthwhile solution. Alright, now for overall satisfaction, let me just say this. Through reading the comments on this channel, and yes, I do try to read every single comment. Also, in reading comments on other similar channels, through my own experience and from experiences of people that I personally know, what I have found to be true is this. By the end of that cruise, more than 9 out of 10 people are ready to book with Carnival again, and most do. Guys, I hope this information helps. I do not favor any one cruise line, and I am not being paid by any of them. I do try to be objective with the info that I share because, hey, I'm a guest on board just like you are. I would love to hear your thoughts or questions. If you agree or disagree, please leave a comment below to explain why. Remember to subscribe, and also, hey, check out our cruise gear below. We've got some really neat stuff that you might just need for that next cruise. Guys, again, I'm Michael. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.